Hey guys, Mira here, and welcome to a different sort of video, something new that I have never done before. We're gonna do kind of like a Star Wars Episode 7 talk, podcast-ish, not really, sort of thing, with Vex. You could say hello, quickly.
Hello.
Yeah, we're gonna just do that. So basically this video, I'm just gonna go on, we're gonna ramble on about just different things. Star Wars, good, bad, what we enjoyed, what we didn't like, positive, negatives, film, whatever. We're just gonna ramble. And so we'll just talk about that. I'm gonna keep the face thing up the whole time, and you can look at me. The best option is probably just to minimize it. Go do something else, play a video game or something while listening. But I could care less. Do whatever you want. I might put pictures in if I'm not lazy. I will be lazy. Okay. So we're gonna just start off with a non-spoiler little basic review thing, and then we'll get into all the spoiler stuff. So if you want to watch the brief thing, if you haven't watched the movie or whatever you want to do, it's up to you. I could care less, as I said. So we're just gonna start with the general opinion. What did you think of it, Vex?
I think it was better than the episode 1, 2, but not better than the originals.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly what like I said. It was enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't like a fantastic movie, but it was definitely something worth watching. I also like it was better than 1 and 2. Probably just if scaling wise, I'd probably put Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, and then this one. I don't know. I might be a little weird because I like Revenge of the Sith, so that kind of depends on how much you like Revenge of the Sith. That's just kind of where I'd throw it. And I thought it was very similar to A New Hope, though. I mean, just in general. I think you can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
And something I kind of noticed that I had an issue with this is like, for the first maybe half hour to an hour, it almost didn't feel like Star Wars to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just trying to tell a story, not.
Yeah, like it's like I mean I don't know. Maybe it was just the lack of lightsabers, but it didn't feel complete. It felt like it was just thrown together almost. And I'll get more into this later, but it was like thrown together so it'd be like it's the end of this movie. We need something, and it's just like, and before it gets into the actual storyline.
The thing I liked about the newer one, there's quite a bit of action in it.
Yeah, like that was something that Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clone really lacked.
Yeah.
Was action, because it was just like the first 3/4 of movies were just all talking in those. While this, it was action throughout. It was spread evenly. It was spread nicely.
Yeah. It wasn't all clumped into one area.
Yeah, it wasn't clumped all the way at just the very end.
Yeah.
And that made it easier to sit through and more enjoyable, while it had a good mix of the semi-entertaining plot and what I thought was a very good action sequence. J.J. Abrams, the director, has done a good job with action scenes in other movies.
Yeah.
I didn't doubt him, and I think he did a good job with that. Anything else I'm missing with just the general opinion?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I guess we'll start moving into the spoilers! Woo! Spoiler! Oh, something I didn't mention. I'm probably gonna have a description, like in the description, like spots to each section of what I'm doing. So if you want to just check that, you can. If you don't care about certain parts of it, if you just want to hear, oh, I like this, you can skip to that. But yeah, okay. Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched the movie and you want to, don't watch this, okay? So let's get back into the detail with the whole lacking Star Wars, especially at like the beginning, because
yeah,
that was a huge part. As I said, it felt like it was all just thrown together, and part of that was just the Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son part. I felt like that was just
awkward.
We need to connect the family to the plot,
yeah.
So he's gonna be the bad guy, and it was just like.
Yeah, I think
I would have almost been happier if it was just some random dude that we never got an explanation for.
That'd leave it more of a mystery.
It would almost make more sense.
Yeah.
To this, and it's like also with him, he's following the whole Vader's moral thing. It just felt like he was supposed to be a replacement rather than his own character.
He was like basically the biggest fanboy of Vader.
Yeah, really. I mean, he's just, I'll finish what you started. I mean, well, that's a cool line and all. It's just like,
It's a cool way to
And it's
introduce
like
it, but
he didn't
like,
even know the guy. Why does he care so much about his grandfather? I mean, he's like, I don't know. But he did have nice hair.
okay. When I first saw him, I thought he was like the biggest nerd ever. That's what I have.
He looked like a stupider version of like Loki from.
Yeah.
That's when he takes his mask off. Yeah. Takes his mask off.
I found that there's a lot of like realistic stuff. Like when Chewbacca like pushes people into like walls, the armor will like actually break instead of just like being fully intact.
Oh
I
yeah,
found
yeah. We can get into that. Also, good to have a good spot for that later. We can talk about that. Some of the realism that I think went into it more than
a lot of other
in the
movies.
previous ones, where like there was more attention to details. But we'll get into that probably later.
Okay.
Another thing I thought, what I was just saying with the lacking, is that it felt like every bad guy dies. So they're like, oh hey, we want the same things as those other guys. And so I mean, they threw in like the fake emperor, who I thought was a giant for like 5 minutes
Yeah,
until I
same.
realized it was the hologram. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
they got like really
I was like,
realistic
this
with
this
that.
is a really stupid edit. um.
I first thought he was like the Emperor Palpatine. I thought he was like his cousin or something. Just because they
No,
both
like
look
I swear they're
like
like, how can we make Emperor Palpatine look even uglier after he got hurt? So
good,
they threw a dent in his face and some scars, and they're
right,
like,
right by
here
the
he is
lip,
again.
right by the lip. Just throw a dent right there. Like, no, he looked like some alien because he had like a really like alienish head. It was like,
Yeah. Uh,
it's like a cylinder.
yeah.
So,
Um. Okay, I think we're gonna move on to some comparisons from just this movie to the other Star Wars movies. Some were a lot more noticeable than others, and I'm gonna point out mainly the obvious ones. So one of them was the whole Jakku is basically just Tatooine.
yeah, it's
I
like a,
mean,
it's
it's a
like a,
sand planet. Bad guys.
it. In my opinion, it looked like just a more apocalyptic version of Tatooine.
Yeah, it looked like
Like with
a.
like just random scavengers, whatever they were called.
Yeah,
They like inhabited the whole planet.
pretty much. I'm gonna get a drink of my apple juice.
Well,
Um, and the thing that they just seem to rename a lot of the stuff from A New Hope. They're like, hey, there was the rebels in A New Hope. What should we
call them the
call them
resistance.
now?
Call
Let's
them
call them the Resistance.
oh god.
Uh,
First order. No.
yeah, and the Empire's the First Order. And it's just like,
That sounds
well, the
like
other name's
really
not good enough. It's the same thing.
really stupid in my
It's
opinion.
just
I think
like
the Empire
it's
sounded
more
way
like
better.
they remade A New Hope than anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Or a better version, in my opinion.
yeah. It was they made improvements to parts
And
of it, but that took away from like the originalness
yeah,
in a
feeling.
sense. And there's the whole Rey wants to join the Resistance like Luke, and turns out to be Force sensitive,
Yeah.
and it's like.
I found it kind of funny that as soon as she picked up a lightsaber, like in an instant, she was just a natural with it. Like, what
Yeah,
the
she's like, what's this? I'm never touching this again. Force grabs it.
yeah, how do you even learn to use the Force without even practicing? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the
How did
heck?
she just like immediately was strong with the Force?
Like, cause me and my friend went to watch it, and we were just laughing at that part. Like, Kylo Ren, he's been holding it for like, or at least using the lightsaber for like half his life, and Rey picked it up for like a minute,
And it
and
was
she was
just
better
as
than
good.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the heck? That doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure.
And then the whole Kylo Ren and Darth Vader is such a similarity,
Yeah,
except Kylo Ren's younger and actually doesn't need a suit. He's just being a huge ass fanboy, like you
yeah.
said. Uh, and this whole Supreme Leader is Emperor Palpatine. But did you ever catch what his name was, like the Supreme Leader?
I think they
Oh,
just called him Supreme Leader.
I don't know, cause like I could have sworn they kept calling him something. It sounded just like Snow, which is the guy from
Oh
Hunger
yeah, the
Games.
Snoke.
Snow,
Snoke,
something,
something like that.
but it's like he sounds so much like the guy from the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
President Snoke.
really? Couldn't think of something more original? Just throw on a K at the end of it, and there you go.
There you go, man.
And then there's the whole, I don't know, almost the third Death Star.
I found it kind of weird that Jakku, the planet,
Uh-huh.
it was like a war zone because there's like a bunch of like what's it called?
Stormtroopers.
No, not stormtroopers. They had like a bunch of like broken down ships, and there's like millions of those.
Oh yeah. Like there was the
The
war
the star
above.
cruisers, whatever.
So I
Yeah,
think there was a war above Jakku in between the movies.
yeah, and there's a
I
lot of
don't know
stuff
too
crashed
much. I
there.
didn't follow that, and I think Battlefront had something to do with explaining it, but
Yeah.
I don't have that unfortunately. That's a story from another time.
Okay.
So no, back to the third Death Star that I just want to kind of complain mildly about that. So the almost third Death Star is on a snow planet that's concealing a sun, but the
Yeah,
snow planet is like Hoth. It's just like what?
and there's like they say like they had some like solar thing, so it doesn't like burn down anything, and then
Yeah,
you just
I mean
blow
it
it up,
was.
and it's just screwed. I'm pretty sure you would have multiple of those if you were
And
just
why
a.
did it look like a giant Pokeball? Now that I
I
think
don't
about
know. It did actually like, and how it's like 20 times bigger than like the actual Death
it. Yeah,
Star.
and it's just like, what do they even need all that space for?
I'm pretty sure like 70 or 80% of the actual planet is just the planet itself. Everything else is the laser cannon thing.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just being picky about this, but it's like.
It was like too big or something like that. Didn't look that
Actually,
good.
technically, wouldn't that be the fourth Death Star? Because there was the Death Star. Or was it the Death Star? It was the Phantom Menace. They had that semi Death Star. Never mind.
Uh,
That's me being.
3.5.
It's the third and a half Death Star.
Yeah, man.
And then the final comparison I want to say is Han Solo was like Obi-Wan in this, pretty much. I don't
Yeah,
know how much you noticed this. Did you kind of see that
yeah.
resemblance? But the thing that really, it took me a few minutes, but after I realized it, Han Solo's death in the movie is exactly like Obi-Wan's death in A New Hope, where he's like,
No, it was Qui-Gon Jinn's death, I think. Wasn't it?
it was similar to that too. They both had a fairly similar
How
death.
they just fall down a really big pit and never come back. Yeah, they
Yeah,
get
that
stabbed.
not the pit part, but I mean like it's like
Oh, how they
he's
died like on one-on-one.
he
Yeah,
dies confronting the enemy that he's known for a long time,
yeah.
and then the enemy kills him, and with everyone watching him die in front of
And they
them.
both die like just low reaction time because like Qui-Gon Jinn, he was fighting and he just like stopped moving. He just got stabbed or something like that. And then Han Solo, he didn't realize that his son was a Sith or something. So
He knew his son was a Sith.
no, I mean like you don't just the Sith doesn't just like automatically just switch like that. I'm pretty. It wouldn't. They
Well,
wouldn't.
I think they briefly went into it, but why he turned over, I don't. They didn't
Yeah.
explain it very. Maybe they'll find out. In 8 or 9.
Hmm.
But yeah, like the whole back with Obi-Wan too. I mean, Obi-Wan and Han and even Qui-Gon Jinn had a lot of similarness in the way they died.
Yeah.
And then they both had that dramatic fall off a high place. That happens a
Eh,
lot in Star Wars. Have you
yeah.
noticed that? Just the
Yeah.
dramatic.
Like I think Palpatine got thrown down one of those things
Yeah,
also.
Palpatine got thrown down a shaft, and then Darth Maul fell off the thing into the pit
Yeah.
with half his body covered. And Han Solo fell off a bridge that didn't have railings for some reason, even though that. Why did they not have railings on that bridge? That's something else.
But it was kind of cool is that how Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, however, whichever one of them died by Darth Maul, they both had bystanders watching them. Like it was Chewbacca, Rey, and Finn. They were watching them, and then in
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn's death, it was Obi-Wan watching him. So
And
it's
then when
just
Obi-Wan died, it was Luke and
yeah. And then and they get really mad, and
yeah, and they get
Chewbacca
all
got really mad,
upset, and
and then he
Chewbacca
just went.
goes on a raging.
Chewbacca went ham. He just like shot like
That
four
was
guys at
pretty badass.
Chewbacca is so strong.
Uh,
That was a pretty good part. How he just rammed people into walls and their armor broke. Oh, I don't know.
okay, I think that's all comparison-wise. Is there any you can think of that I'm missing? Let me think. I don't know. There were other smaller similarities, but I think those are just the major.
Once you can see, obviously, and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And this is something smaller that I'm going to go into now, but like the returning characters, the way that they brought them back was often very like nostalgic and
Yeah.
happy and good.
Oh.
Like the first time they bring back the Millennium Falcon, that was
pretty cool.
it was executed perfectly, and we had like
There's
that
like
little pre-shot before the movie of them running toward the ship, going, "Oh, we don't have a pilot."
and they called that one like the junk.
Yeah, they
And-
call it junk, and then that one gets blown up, and they look back, and it's the Millennium Falcon. That was
Yeah.
I like because I was in the theater, and everyone cheers, and it was
Yeah.
that was wonderful. I mean, the way they did that.
And the way they brought back Han Solo and Han,
Yeah.
they like brought the ship in, and then they open the door, and then bam,
Yeah, like
there's
you think
Han
it's
Solo.
bad guys, and then bam, and it's Han Solo and Chewie goes, "We're home," and it was just like it's
Yeah,
such
and then
a
Chewbacca just roars. It's
it
like
was
his
such a
signature thing.
feel happy scene
Yeah,
to it. But
and how they brought back C-3PO and Leia in
the
like a
way they
little.
brought back C-3PO was honestly the best
Yeah, it
thing
was
in the
pretty
whole
funny.
movie.
Just
It's
like
like
he just
Leia
like
comes out and she's like, "Han," and C-3PO's like, "Hi."
yeah, and C-3PO pops in like right in the screen. You could barely
That
see
was
anything else.
absolutely hilarious.
I got scared. It's like a jump scare right there
It
for
was
me.
like the funniest jump scare though. Yeah,
He's like Han Solo, and then bam.
it's like, "Bam, it's me."
It's me.
I mean, even
R2D2's
like,
like,
yeah,
oh, you go.
there you go.
You go.
Okay, I will go. Like, obviously, even like the way they brought back like the X-wings when you first see those, it's kind of just
Yeah.
that great feeling of take that Empire. I'm sorry, I mean First Order. Take that First Order.
Same
We're
thing,
the
man.
rebels. I mean Resistance.
How long did it take place after like the sixth movie,
Huh?
episode six? How long did it? I wonder how long it took place after Return of the Jedi. That's what I wanted to
Yeah, that's
know.
something I do want to know too. Because it was enough for obviously everyone to get
At
older
least
and
100
grand.
years.
That's also real life time in there. It was
Yeah,
probably like 30
40, 40.
years,
I don't know. Cause he
maybe.
was like Han Solo was perfectly young in episode six, and
Hmm.
then bam, he's old. So I don't know. I guess 30 to 40 years, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think because like well, based off the sun, how old the sun looks as well.
yeah, he looks
Because
like
if
he's
they
like 20 or
if
30 or
Han and
something.
Leia got married and then had the kid, it's probably
30
30 to
years.
40
Yeah.
somewhere.
I like how they brought back R2D2. It just looked like a big cloth over something, and then they pull it down, and R2D2's right there.
I mean, he didn't get R2D2 didn't get as much screen time that I would have liked. Then he kind of come back and he's like, "Oh, I'm ready to
And
show you all the information you need right at the end of the movie."
yeah, to me it looked like the little map, the one BB-8 had. It
Mhm.
looked like that was the like final part because it led like right there where
Yeah,
he had it.
yeah.
Like you had it the whole time. What the
Yeah,
heck?
you didn't even need the other part of the map. I don't know. Did the names not come in until the pieces were connected, or
It was pretty weird though,
I don't know.
but it was pretty cool how they brought a lot of people back.
Yeah, yeah. I like just the way.
Stormtroopers look really cool too.
Wait, which one?
The stormtroopers, they look really cool.
Oh yeah, they do look. They look. I like the new design, even though it's
And how,
similar but different, and but it keeps a nice.
what I found pretty cool was that instead of like all guys, they had that one girl,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I noticed that
the
too.
silver
Like you
one.
never really see her, and she's not in it that much.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting her to have more of a.
If she's like a stormtrooper captain, you'd think she'd be more in the thing, but she
Yeah,
had like
I was
what?
a little disappointed that she was only in there for like two brief scenes.
Yeah,
Um,
they
but I
took
don't
her
know.
captive, and then I think they said they shot her down a trash compactor.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of wanted to see that. I was disappointed they didn't
I wanted to see that
show
too.
him like throwing her down there.
A lot like the theater I went to, they was just laughing right at that part.
Yeah, yeah. I bet a lot of people laughed in my theater too at that. It was just so
Yeah,
stupid, but it was funny at the same time and
yeah.
nostalgic.
The thing I
Um,
didn't like is that if it'd be cool if they had like a different type of bounty hunter. That would have
hmm?
been pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got to assume that there's going to be another bounty hunter in 8 or 9 because I don't know. There's going to have to be some replacement for Boba and Jango Fett because
Yeah,
they were
and all the other ones like the droid and the
yeah like
like an
IG-88 and
alligator.
Bosk and
Yeah,
Desk. And, they'll probably throw some use in, especially if they're following a similar storyline to the first three.
yeah.
Um, what was it? So something to kind of complain about is I still don't understand why there was an African American stormtrooper.
Whoa, racist.
No, I mean, but it's like, aren't they still clones? I mean, they were genetically.
I think they just hired random people now because he said like they took him from his home.
Yeah, oh yeah, I guess that means they probably
They don't
just go
like clone people.
around. It's like
They
the
just like
draft,
recruit.
but for
Yeah,
young kids.
it's like yeah. I guess they just go planets and they just pick who they want.
They're just like, hey, he looks cool, or they just it's like a random
That's
drawing.
pretty cool. I'm gonna take him from you. Goodbye.
Something, yeah.
But so
Okay, I guess we'll move on now to like something I want to also was the humor.
yeah,
Um,
the humor. There's a lot more than the
yeah, it was a
original
lot.
movie.
That's exactly what I was saying. There's a lot more than all the other movies, which is good and bad at the same
Sometimes it
time.
was good, and at sometimes it was like you don't really need humor there.
At some points, it was like, I mean, there were funnier moments where it was good, but just yeah. Okay, let me go over some of the good, like some of the good moments. I thought was some of it removed tension, and some points where tension wasn't as needed. And
Yeah,
then, like the whole C3PO intro was absolutely hilarious.
yeah,
And then calling the ship bad, realizing it was Millennium Falcon, that was funny. And then just the whole every time Finn brought up the whole "she doesn't know I lied" bit,
yeah.
that was actually kind of
Oh,
funny. I
and
thought.
Han Solo's like, just so you know, women always
Yeah, yeah, women always find out.
like what the heck?
I mean, that was pretty. That was pretty funny.
Women
Um,
always find out. Like, oh my god, that was pretty funny.
uh, some of the bad things to note that I thought were just that very beginning scene where he's on the ground and he's looking at his mask and he's like, "Should I talk first or should you?" Or it was like,
Yeah, that Poe guy. No, you don't. You just talk. You don't ask that.
but it was like that was so
It
cringy and it felt so like
it felt
parody-ish.
it felt pretty weird because if you're at like a death touching kind of thing like that,
Mhm.
I don't think you would try to make a joke there. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, and it
He'd
was
probably
like
kill
it
you for
wasn't
that.
fit for the. At the very beginning, I'm like, oh god, if this whole movie turns out to be a giant parody, I'm gonna like shoot myself.
Yeah, it wasn't really a parody. It was pretty good.
I mean,
For
yeah, I mean, just that one scene, it felt like something, and it would be that'd be in a parody rather than the actual
yeah,
thing, because he's supposed to be intimidated by this guy, and he's sitting there like joking with him.
yeah. Like he'd probably in real life, if it was like Star Wars real life, he'd probably kill him right there.
Yeah, it would,
That's what
yeah,
I
it
would
would have
do.
been, especially with the Sith, because they get mad. I mean, they'd be like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are you talking about?" Like,
When
just cut his head off, or
when Kylo Ren got really mad, whenever he got mad, he just like cut up everything around him.
yeah, okay, that was something else I wanted to talk about. That was right after. Good segue.
Thanks, man.
Whenever he would get mad, or he got like 2 or 3 times he got mad, he just cut up everything in the room,
Yeah.
which seemed very Sith-like. But what I didn't like about that is every time that would happen, someone would have some kind of reaction. Like the first time there's the officer staying in the room like, "What is he doing?"
There was one where he got really mad and he just throwing stuff out of the room and there's two stormtroopers walking that way and they just went the opposite
Yeah, they're
way.
like, "Nope." I
They're
mean,
like,
while it
yeah,
was
let's go that
funny,
way.
like it really didn't fit the mood that was trying to be put, and it
Yeah.
made him being mad like way too lighthearted, even though it shouldn't have been because he's a Sith and
Yeah.
that's what Sith do.
I don't know. I feel like he wasn't that good of a Sith if he just got mad that easily. He could probably take it on like the troops he's with, just like kill everyone and have
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like the Sith are supposed to use their anger to fight the enemy, not the
yeah,
room
not
they're
your own
standing in.
place. Like no.
And
Uh,
I don't know. Are there any other funny things you can think of, good or bad? I'm trying to think.
I guess it was kind of funny how whenever Chewbacca tried to talk to Finn, Finn's just like, I don't speak that.
Oh yeah, that was kind of funny, and that was a good lighthearted.
He did that to BB-8 too. He's like, I don't speak that.
Yeah, like he had no idea what anyone was saying in a foreign language.
Yeah, that was kind of
Um,
funny.
I think we're just gonna move on. There's a few things left. We're gonna just go on to just random things we notice now.
Okay.
So what was it? Okay, like one of the scenes after Chewbacca and Han Solo recovered, there's that whole mad bounty hunter kind of people that come in and they surround him on 2 sides,
Yeah,
and then they release alien things into the ship with.
yeah. They were trying to close the blast doors and
Mhm,
they just opened like a cage to like some really crazy alien.
uh-huh. And I was that seemed just seems so pointless.
Yeah. And how when the whatever they're called, I forgot what they're called, but whenever they ate other people, they just ate them right away. But when they try to eat Finn, they just like
Yeah,
push
yeah, they
him really
drag him
far.
off and they take their time.
It's like me and my friends say. It's like what's it called? The star of the movies can't die. They have bias.
Yeah, they have
Like,
that like invincibility shield. Where
yeah,
they can't die to anyone else unless that person also has their invincibility shield, in a sense.
yeah.
And that happens with a lot of major shows and movies and anime and all that crap. And
I
it's
mean,
like,
like in like TV shows, it makes sense just because if you kill that person off or whatever,
mhm,
it's just like a weird show because you're used to that person being there.
yeah.
But in a movie where you just introduce him and you already saving him like throughout the whole movie, I don't know.
And that's kind of why, like things like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, I think are successful in that shock value because they kill off main
Yeah,
characters all
it's
the
like
time.
It's like what's it called? Where you're just like on the edge of your seat, a cliffhanger.
Yeah. And granted, the only exception to that whole invincibility thing was Han Solo, but he died to someone else who was invincible, so it
Yeah.
kind of counteracted whatever. I'm
Yeah.
being stupid now.
Okay, Rack.
But that back to that scene, I think the reason they added it was because they felt that they needed like a monster attack scene.
They do that in all the other movies. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like for example, in Attack of the Clones, they had the Geonosis scene with the Ackley, the Reek, and the Nexu, where they hang them and they try to attack them. And
And
then
I think it was episode. No, not episode. Oh, episode 3. Yeah, they had that really big lizard thing.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly that. They have the lizard chase sequence, which, while not quite as much, was still that whole monster
Yeah.
intensive scene.
And I think I forgot which episode it was, 5 or 6. How they had they were in the trash compactor and that thing
Yeah,
that was in the
that's
water
4. Yeah, I was
pulling
gonna.
everyone
They
down.
had the trash compactor, and while that was a lot quicker, it was still there. And then there, in 5 there was the Wampa, and 6 there was the Rancor and the Sarlacc.
Yeah.
And while that's not necessarily bad, I think it was still a cool sort of scene that like bonded the characters.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it went on, and they kept throwing thing after thing after thing into that scene.
Yeah. I
They're like,
guess it
here's
was
a
like
bad guy, here's a space alien, here's a okay, we're free. you know,
I guess it's good at sometimes, like in episode 6 of the trash compactor, how it's
that
like
was
a
4,
cliff.
you idiot.
Whatever. It was same thing. I just woke up from a nap, so uh, so you're just always on that cliff. Like it's like a cliffhanger. You're just like, are they gonna die or what? And I guess that just brings more tension
Yeah, it
to
adds
the movie.
tension to the scene, and it
Yeah,
makes it. And well, you're pretty sure they're not gonna die.
but it's still scary. Like
It
they're
gives you
gonna.
something else to. It gets your heart pounding a little. And gets something else that they're fighting besides just the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's like a different enemy, but it's not that important of an enemy,
yeah.
which
And
is good.
another thing I know. Oh wait, did you say? Do you want to say something?
No, I just said it's good at sometimes and not good at sometimes.
So another thing I noticed, and this is brief, but in the one scene when they're in the room planning how they're gonna attack the third Death Star, um, you could briefly see Admiral Akbar and his co-pilot guy. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Um, and they kind of over special affected them.
Admiral Akbar, he looked more of like a costume
Yeah,
than
he looked so
fake in a way.
weird,
Yeah.
and
He
it
was like
kind of
really bright
yeah.
orange and stuff, or
Mhm.
dark orange. It just looked like he was wet. It's like he got poured in water and it was like a costume. Like,
and it kind of removed like the nostalgia from those characters in specific. And while they weren't that important necessarily, well, Admiral Akbar has such a big meaning almost in the Star Wars community for the whole "it's a trap" thing,
yeah.
and it kind of just took a little bit away from him.
Yeah. He didn't look as like funny. He looked more of like a serious person
Yeah, and
with
he was almost more of a background character rather
yeah.
than a.
And then in the other movies, he's just like actual like important
But yeah,
character.
he still had more importance in the Return of the Jedi than he did in this one
Yeah.
because then
Like he was just like controlling the fight instead of just being in it.
yeah, like
So
before he was a leader, and now he's just kind of a guy.
janitor. He's like the janitor of the crew. Like no one cares.
Just like Finn.
He's like, just like oh yeah, he was. He was a sanitary person. Like what the heck? He said that he could like bring down the shield, and Han Solo's like, so where do you work? He's like sanitation.
It's like shit.
Like wait.
um, and so also another thing was just like similar to the Admiral Akbar thing was a lot of the creatures they added just in like in the bar scenes and stuff. A lot of them look, fairly Star Warsy. I like that about them. They did look a little over special affected, um, but they still had that Star Wars sort of feel to them. Minus the brief thing that I know this is so small, but they look just like giant mosquitoes. I don't know why those were added, but they look like giant mosquitoes, and I'm just like, ugh.
I think this movie had a really good intro to it. Like they launched pods, and it was just like flickering lights on and off of stormtroopers'
Oh yeah,
faces.
no,
That was a really good intro to the movie.
that was definitely it gave you back. It was like, bam, right back into Star Wars.
Yeah,
Um,
that was pretty good intro.
Yeah, once it was kind of similar to the whole 10-4, I think it is, Russian New Hope, where they burst through the doors and the stormtroopers start killing
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
It was
I like how
similar
they
to
did
that,
that.
and then they'd hide the plans. Wow, I didn't even make that connection until now. Like the intros are so similar
Yeah.
between A New Hope and this one, which not necessarily bad by any means.
But it gives it like a nostalgic feel.
And they hide the thing in the droid, and the droid goes to
Yeah.
someone else who
Oh
turns out
yeah,
to
that
be
did
the
happen in the
main
new.
protagonist on a desert planet. Oh my gosh,
It C3 or R2D2 had like some CD thing, and then this time it was BB-8 who had like some flash drive thing.
Yeah, and both had important
Well,
memory for the
yeah.
rebellion group. Oh man.
The
It
fact
was
that
then later
BB-8,
found by someone else who uses it to win.
it's kind of funny how BB-8 was just like whenever people told him to go, he just kept following them until they got really mad, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm leaving."
Fine.
You don't want me? I'm leaving.
And another small thing is C3PO's red arm
Yeah, I don't understand. It's
bugged
like
the
he
crap out of me.
chopped off something.
And they never explained what happened to his actual arm. If they explained it, I would have gotten over it. But it's like, he's like, oh, I lost my arm.
The seats I was in, it had like a glare on the far, I think it was left, so it just looked like a lighting thing to me. But then I realized it was actually just his arm. Like, I don't know.
And it was ugly. It didn't add anything, and it was never explained. And it's just like, they had
I
at
guess that's
least
another
given a
cliffhanger.
slight story as to what happened to it. I
Yeah,
might not have cared.
yeah, I might not have cared, but it would have been cool to have like more story to the
Yeah, I
movie.
mean, and granted, I don't want a full more than a minute explaining it because that's not
Yeah,
fun
that's
in
just
Star Wars. But
weird.
it's like, if you're gonna make such a
Big deal out of nothing.
visual change that's so noticeable,
Explain why at
yeah,
least.
give
Like,
some explanation.
yeah, you
Is
don't
there
just
any other random stuff you can think of, or
um no.
no, not really? Okay, if you think of anything else in the next two categories, the last I have is just like the greatest moments and theories about the movies. We'll start with great moments.
Okay.
Just things we really enjoyed about the movie. Something I really enjoyed was that first like Millennium Falcon play where they get in the plane and they're just like phew, and they do that whole
Yeah,
360 and they're shooting at the TIE fighters. That was so
yeah, and how
badass.
the Millennium Falcon, the gun got jammed, and it was like a really like big cliffhanger right there. Like, oop, they gonna blow up. They gonna blow up. Nope, 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 never mind.
Like that was a great scene. I thought it was just like
And how they
the
flew through
feels of those.
the Star Destroyer or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
They just flew through those. That was pretty cool.
and that kind of is similar to the whole Return of the Jedi going through to the core
The
of the
Death
Death
Star,
Star.
yeah,
But I
that
mean,
was
it still was great. I thought.
yeah,
And once again, the first time seeing Han Solo and Chewbacca, that was also
yeah, that was pretty cool.
that
Also,
was the feels. He was so give you that warm, happy, fuzzy feeling.
Happy Fuzzy.
And there was the whole Stormtrooper versus Finn fight on that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was a really
It
good.
was
And while it was
lightsaber.
brief,
Mhm.
it was shot well and
Yeah, he had like some like thing on electroid stuff. I don't know. It
yeah, it
was
was
just
like
like a magnetic thing.
electro blade thing, but it was
Yeah,
kind of a cool.
it
That
was a
was
cool
something
scene,
unique about it that wasn't in previous
and
movies, but still
it
added.
was in any other movie. Yeah,
And it was
everything else
like
was just lightsaber versus gun, but this is just like lightsaber versus something that's like a lightsaber.
yeah, like the only thing I can think of that was similar to that was in the Force Unleashed. There was a character that's something similar to that that was like a
Yeah,
stormtrooper.
if they did that in the movie, any other movie except for
Yeah,
Episode
but it
7,
was like
it
it
would
was a
be
unique
cool.
to the movies, which still made it slightly different and kind of nice in a way.
Yeah.
And there was the whole what was it? Shoot. Well, this is kind of more small, but every time like Han Solo would take Chewbacca's crossbow and shoot it, that was
He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm starting to like this
he's
thing.
like, I really like this gun,
Yeah.
and that was just enjoyable and kind of
I
put a
feel like
smile.
Chewbacca never got his gun back, except for like when they were going in the base.
Yeah, and then he just kind of takes it. He's like, it's mine.
He's like, this is mine now. You can have your own gun.
um, and there was the whole when Han Solo meeting his son, even though that was
Yeah,
sad and all and kind of predictable, it was still a really like touching almost kind of scene.
yeah. When Han Solo died, that was just like, you. That's just like really sad because he was like a really OG character and important, and then they just killed him off right there. That was I
And
don't know.
something it kind of reminds me of too now that I think about it is it's like the whole Luke was about to kill Darth Vader kind of thing, but then didn't. Except
Yeah,
in this case,
it was gonna
Luke
take
was
him
Darth
home.
Vader, and
Is
he did kill him.
in this case, it was like Han Solo was trying to bring Kylo Ren home
Hmm.
to like his original family, but then got killed.
Yeah,
Like
like it was kind of the same emotion, but it was what didn't happen,
yeah,
and that was good in a sense for
it's
the.
good to have new things, but
It finally added a bit of a plot twist to it,
yeah,
which
like most people would probably think like, oh, he's gonna go home with Han, but no, he's just gonna kill him off.
I wouldn't say he was gonna go home immediately,
No, not immediately, but
but they
like
might not have expected him to stab him
die
right then
right
and there.
there.
They might have just been like, no.
I feel like in reality,
I guess
uh,
stabbing him was kind of the only thing that really could have happened there, unless he came home with him. But that would.
it was you know how Han like went in like 4, 5, and 6. If he heard something, he would like turn around immediately.
Yeah.
I feel like if he heard the lightsaber sooner, he would have pulled out his gun and like shot him or something.
He would have shot him like he shot Greedo.
Yeah. Oh, Guido.
uh,
Oh, they didn't do that. That would have been pretty cool if they did
yeah, they
something like.
didn't have like a Greedo replication
Yeah, if they had like
scene.
they go into like a bar. But they did have a bar thing though,
Yeah, they did have something that was similar to the cantina.
and they had some traitor in there. I
Hmm.
don't
That
know.
was almost served the role of Han Solo.
Yeah,
And then I guess finally it was the whole Kylo Ren versus Ray Rip the poop.
same thing.
Yeah. It's Ray, I think, right? Ray.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, that last fight was good. It was filmed well, and that was kind of like the Empire Strikes Back ending in a sense, where it was Darth Vader versus Luke, except in this case it was those two fighting it out, and that was just shot well, done well, interesting.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, I was
so
just gonna say something. I forgot.
yeah, if you think of any other good moments, feel free to say them.
Oh, nah.
Nope. Okay. And finally, we'll go on to just the theories about the movie. I have four general things I kind of want to hit, and then we'll end this off. So number one, who do you think Rey really is, and why is she force sensitive? Like, is she related to
Me,
someone? Is she just
me and my me and my dad,
Mhm.
we were just watching the movie with my friends,
Yeah,
and so at the end of the movie, we all got like in the car and we were just talking about it, and then my dad was like, Ray could probably be like Luke's daughter or something like
yeah,
that.
that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm like, it's either Han and Leia's daughter, which I
Stuff.
think would have been weird,
Yeah,
or Luke's
daughter
daughter. Those
or
seemed
like
like the most reliable,
it's like
realistic goals.
when Ray was gonna give him like the lightsaber. I feel like it was almost like they were just gonna hug right there or something. Like
Yeah.
that's like family right there or something. I don't know.
I mean, because the only other thing, which was kind of more said in the Clone Wars, is that there were children who were still force sensitive that the council would go and like grab and pick up and bring to the
Yeah.
Coruscant. But I don't know, that was back when there were more force sensitive people that
Yeah, I'm
weren't
pretty sure
still.
Ray's the last Jedi now. Or
Besides Luke, but no one cares
yeah,
about
but
him. He
Luke's
was in the
Luke's old.
movie for 20 seconds.
Luke looked nothing like the original one.
Yeah, he looks just like Obi-Wan now.
I thought he was just like some random person they hired that looked like him, but my
It's
dad
a
was like,
Luke
"No, that's
clone.
actually him. Like he has a beard and everything. Like what the heck?"
I think they were just trying to make him look like Obi-Wan because he served the same purpose, sort of.
J.J.
Even though
Abrams is
I
like
think he's gonna be more of a Yoda character than
J.J. Abrams is just like, if you shave, you're off the movie.
a.
I feel like
And
he could be like Yoda, just like teaching Ray like just knowledge about being a Jedi.
yeah, like just the
Yoda did to
whole
Luke.
Force shabam.
Yeah.
Um, and the next thing I was gonna say was, who is the supreme leader? Who do you think that is? Is it just some random dude who's like, I want to take over the galaxy, or
To me, it was either like Emperor Palpatine just like survived going down the shaft and
yeah.
he just got a bunch of scars and stuff,
Mhm.
or it was like someone related or like the same species as Emperor Palpatine and
Well,
he
Emperor
just took his
Palpatine
spot.
was human. He just got
He was, and then he just, I don't know what happened to him.
he got electrocuted, and
Yeah,
somehow that made him old. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't, but If it was something like that, it's either one of those two.
Yeah, like the only thing I can really see is if it was Palpatine, considering, granted, this is also Clone Wars show stuff, but Darth Maul lived the fall and
Yeah,
survived.
he had robotic legs
Yeah,
after.
it could still be possible that Palpatine was alive. Grant, I don't know how he would have lived another friggin' 30 to 40 years.
Well, to be fair, like in Star Wars, if you fall off like 100 foot thing and you land in some metal ship, you're gonna be alive. So if that happened to Palpatine,
Yeah, I mean, because he's
that
really strong in the Force, and
yeah,
you know what? Now that I think about it, actually, he did mention in episode 3, he was talking about, forget the guy's name, but it was a Sith who was actually his master, and he said that he could protect people, the ones he loved, from dying, and then that his apprentice, which was him, killed him in his sleep, meaning he might be able to protect himself from dying
oh
as
yeah,
a Force,
that would make
as a
sense.
dark side of the Force positive. So maybe it is actually him, and he's just such a strong Force user that this happens. And he was presented almost in the same way that he was in previous
Yeah,
movies,
just in like a shadow in a dark
in that
room, a really big
shadowy,
room.
gross kind of feeling.
Oh, man,
And he still was a mystery. I'm hoping that next movie we find out who the fuck that guy is, because I
I'm
really want to know.
I'm pretty sure the next one's in like late 2016 again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's either gonna be 1 or 2 years. I'm actually thinking it's gonna be 2 years because they're gonna want to
Yeah, if
take
they
their
needed
time
four
with
years to
it,
do this,
and I'd rather them take their time with it. But
then rush it. Yeah,
yeah,
it would give it more of a hype.
yeah, and give it, it just there'd be more effort put into it.
Yeah,
But they already started filming it, so who knows?
yeah. As soon as they
Um,
release that, they just like, nope, now school 7.
and then two others. Why did Kylo Ren switch to the dark side in the first place?
I don't know.
Because
Like
like, yeah,
Leia said that he wanted to Luke Skywalker to train Kylo Ren,
hmm
but they what's it called? They sent him away or something like that to a different
yeah.
person,
And
and
then
then
I think
he's
what happened is he rebelled against Luke and decided he didn't want to be part of it. But why did he switch to go to the dark side instead of just saying, "I don't want to be a Jedi"
or
and just stop
or it's
there?
like it's like what they did to Anakin or Darth Vader. They persuade him that the dark side was better than light side.
Yeah, that's why I think like the Emperor was really good at doing that.
Persuade people. Yeah.
Because he tricked not only Anakin, but he got Count Dooku to join. Count Dooku was part of the Jedi Order,
Yeah, and
and
then
that's
they persuaded him to go
mhm.
to dark side. It's like it could
So
be a pattern.
yeah, we could see a pattern where Kylo Ren might have been switched, which could explain the Emperor once
What I want to
again.
know is if that the Captain Phasma, the girl,
hmm
if she lived and she's like the new like leader of the First Order, since she was like basically next in command.
hmm I
That
didn't actually even think of that. She might have a bigger role than we think if she didn't
and the
get
first
shoved
then
down the trash compactor and killed.
yeah, I feel like they just threw her off the building or something.
They're just like, get off this planet!
Yeah. Oh wait, she could have lived. Like she could have just stole a ship and ran
Yeah, she
away.
probably could have lived. There was no clear evidence that they killed her.
Yeah, they just said like we could throw her down a trash compactor,
Yeah, it was just like
and then it
slightly
just ended right.
implied. And I guess final thing that I was thinking of is who do you think will die in the next movies?
My opinion, it's either what's might be Finn, or it's probably gonna be Leia.
I'm pretty sure that I think Luke's gonna die of old age like Yoda because he's taking that role,
Watch it out, Luke.
and Leia's probably gonna have to die somehow. They're gonna have to kill her off.
Look, probably gonna be a stormtrooper shooting her.
Yeah, it's gonna be some firing squad or something
Yeah, they're gonna capture her.
sad.
Bam! Headshot.
um, do you think Kylo Ren's gonna die?
If he didn't die already,
He didn't die. They're not gonna kill him like that.
uh,
Even though it'd be
even
more
though he
realistic,
clearly got like GG10'd.
it would have been more realistic for him to die. They aren't gonna kill him off because
Yeah.
they need him.
Someone, some, oh, it would be a cool theory is if Captain Phasma got a ship and then she went over there to rescue Kylo Ren. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be interesting. But I think it was just the other Supreme dude
Yeah, if some other general just saved
came and
him.
went and got him. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like they're not gonna kill Kylo Ren because that's what's gonna be expected.
Would they'll either they'll kill him in 7? No, not 7. That was
In 8,
8 or 9.
yeah,
If they don't kill him in 8, it's obviously gonna be 9.
I feel like he's gonna switch over to the light side though. I don't know why. I just feel like somehow Rey is gonna or whatever the frick her name is.
But what's sad is that I guess like the Empire First Order, they always have to have like someone with a lightsaber in control
Yeah.
because it's happened all the time. And like before the Empire, remember how there was just like a bunch of Sith, and then after that there was only Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
And I feel like that Supreme Leader guy is probably gonna
Have a lightsaber.
sort of, yeah, but probably sort of gonna maybe die.
He'll probably die.
I feel like they're gonna have to kill that guy off too, just because they want to be like, hey, we're finally free.
What they never did is that they never killed off any of like generals in
Mhm.
like 4, 5, and 6. So the Empire or First Order, whatever, they got the chance to like regenerate their troops and whatever, and
Mhm.
hire new people so they can make a new organization.
Yeah, which is kind of also the disconnection that we mentioned at the very beginning, where it's like, I don't know, it felt like they just kind of rehashed new people in a position that makes no sense for how they got there.
Yeah,
And
like
granted, there's more time for that to be made clear.
how Finn, he was like after his first battle, he was just already done with it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like I feel like a lot of other stormtroopers did that, but they chose not to, or they got like Kylo Ren just used the Force on them.
I
Just
feel
to,
like they got pressured into it almost
yeah,
by a
pressured
position of
into
power,
staying.
fear.
Yeah,
So do you have any
or they got
other
killed.
theories or major questions that you would like to go over? Or?
I don't have any theories, and I at the moment I don't have any questions.
Okay, so I think that is probably it for what I have. Is there any other last minute stuff you'd like to talk about?
I'm good.
Okay, we're good. So if you have any theories, questions, whatever, feel free to put them in the comments or discuss them or whatever you want to do.
Hmm.
But I think this about wraps things up for this video. It's been a long video. Wow, geez. 47 minutes almost. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in some other video. So goodbye.
Goodbye.